That over there is Amanda, also known as Prickly Pooper.
That over there is Charlotte, also known as Charnando.
Nice. This week...
A lot has happened.
This week has been traumatic. Mostly for Amanda.
Mm-hmm. It was all towards me.
But also to everybody at work.
Who had to experience it.
What day was it?
Wednesday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's just talk about your day that day.
Okay, I'll start. Okay. Tuesday, got my hair done, completely changed the way I looked, at least to me, and put on my best outfit for Wednesday to go to work, and I was having a good day.
You're looking so good.
Nothing was wrong, and then, if you don't know, which you probably don't, but we sew hiking gear, so I was sewing at work. Oh, I'm getting worked up. I'm getting worked up by this. So I was sewing at work, and...
You had just started a jacket, too, like, just in the beginning steps.
Yeah.
So, like, you weren't, like, rushing to get it done or anything.
Not at all. And, oh my god, my finger went slip under the... Oh my god! Under the needle. And the sewing machine needle went full force into the bottom of my middle fingernail and into the bone. That was so hard for me to say and replay in my head.
So, while this is happening, I'm just finishing up a jacket, and I don't remember exactly what I wanted to say, but
yeah,
I
it seemed like you were turning around like, let me tell you something.
I was, like, laughing and smiling. And
Not me.
I'm thinking, like, I gotta tell Amanda something. And she sits right behind me, so I'm turning around to go talk to her, and I hear what sounds like the machine cutting. So it's like a loud thunk. And I turn around, and I hear it cut, and then she goes, and I'm like...
Get someone, get someone, get someone!
Yep, exactly, yep. And then I'm like, okay, haven't looked at her finger yet, but I know it's bad. So I get up, and I run to who's our supervisor for our department, and he's, like, sitting on the other side of the building, of course. And get him, run back over, sit in my chair, and turn around and look at what has happened. And the needle is entirely through her middle finger, and her hand can't move because obviously the needle is, like, attached to the machine, and there's a foot in the way, and her hand is just sitting there, unable to move because the needle is keeping her hand there.
Wow, this is surprisingly so hard for me to talk about.
No, bitch, it's gonna get worse, don't worry.
Oh.
So takes over, and his first idea... Amanda's not looking. Amanda has not looked at her finger. Amanda has immediately started to cry. Amanda is koala hugging his leg. And
crying into his arm, squeezing his arm really tight, and then wrapping my legs around his leg and just crying.
Meanwhile, looking so fucking fine. So, decides that he's going to try, and he lifts the needle, so it's not, like, where it would be in the fabric anymore. So it's lifted, and he's going to try and push Amanda's finger down off the needle, so the needle is going back up and her finger is going down.
Okay, that's a normal thing to do, because this has happened to me before, but not as bad. So that's a good thing to do,
right,
I guess,
yeah.
But don't force it when my finger is not coming off the needle, because it might be more severe.
Nothing was moving. Nothing at all was moving. Like, there was no budging. And then I take a gander...
Oh, God.
Under her finger, where the bottom, where I can see the point of the needle, like, sticking out of your finger. So I'm, like, looking under it. The tip of the needle broke off.
Excuse you, Sadie.
The tip of the needle broke off, and then went back up into your finger. So, like, it was next, like, the point was there.
Yeah.
And then it went back up right next to it.
Like, because it's not just a dot on my finger, it's kind of like a line.
So I'm thinking, if he pushes down, the bottom of...
Oh, God!
Yes, exactly. That is going to go back up into your finger. So I'm like, maybe I don't think this is a good idea. Like I don't think you should try and push the finger down off the needle. So then we decide to take off the foot. He hands me the screwdriver and I take off the needle. And then now her hand is free from the machine, but with a needle entirely through it. So,
and I have still not seen the condition of my finger, and will not be seeing the condition of my finger until 9:30 that night. Through all of this, I refused to look at my finger till 9:30 at night when I needed to clean it.
So, then decides, we have like a first aid kit, not really doing much because it's just like Band-Aids.
Yeah.
And he grabs like a pair of tweezers.
Ooh.
And he's trying to like pull the needle, because we have now gotten like the point that broke off and we just pull it out. It was very easy to take out. So we now have a broken needle in a finger, and he's trying to like pull it back out.
Honestly, I don't like reliving this.
We gotta. It's so gross. So he's doing that. Nothing is budging. Literally even the nail wouldn't move. Like, nothing was happening. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think we should be doing this here.
And I just keep hearing the clicking of the
tweezers, like...
Because it keeps slipping off because it's metal on metal and there's no traction to hold onto anything.
Meanwhile, our coworker is, like, circling, like, looking like, oh my god, have you taken pictures yet? And, so McGee's like, well, the hospital is just going to do the same thing. They're just going to pull it out.
With some lidocaine in my middle finger. So
eventually, we decide to go to the emergency room.
Well, first, we were told we could go to a walk-in clinic.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that sounds easy. Let's go there. So we drive all the way there, and they're like, oh, is the needle still in her finger? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, she's gonna need to get x-rays for that, and we don't do that here. Cool. So, middle of the day, traffic, have to drive to the hospital to the emergency room, and it took forever.
Not only is it midday lunch traffic, it's pouring.
Oh, yeah.
It's like straight up Florida sun shower, like crazy rain.
And so, on top of traffic raining, no one knows how to drive in the rain in Florida.
Yep. So, we get to the hospital, which is called Wusthof, and apparently everyone has this nickname, Worst Off.
Really?
Yeah, because it's apparently not a good hospital to go to.
Wow.
But we get there, we check in, we're waiting. I'm trying to make jokes with Amanda, because she's just sitting... At this point, I feel like your adrenaline has, like, run through you. Your blood pressure is probably low or something.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel my heartbeat in my finger.
Yeah, finger above the heartbeat, above the heart.
My hand has been to the side of me, above my head this entire time. With tissues on it, so I don't look at it. Oh my god.
And then the steward brings us back, takes your, like, information, like your height and your weight, and you're sitting there. And I'm sitting across from you just watching this all happen. And she's just talking, and she's like, can I take a look at it? And you're like, yes, don't fucking say anything about it. I don't want to know.
I don't want to hear it's bad. Wow, it's really in there. That's gruesome. Like, I don't want to hear any of that. Just be like, oh, okay.
So she lifts up the tissue paper, says, okay, and then puts it back down, goes back to her computer, and I'm sitting there, and I'm, like, trying my best not to laugh, which I know is not the best kind of, like, at this point, like, the worst has happened until the worst can happen again. So, like, we're kind of, like, joking and, like, waiting for shit to happen. And I look over at you, Amanda. You're wearing your best clothes. Your hair is done. You're wearing this bitchin' jean jacket with a pin that says, super bitch.
But I was crying this whole time.
Tons of tattoos, piercings, and you've got a fucking needle in your finger. It was just so fucking funny. So, I feel like after that, it's kind of just a blur until you get into the first waiting room.
Yeah, everyone's like, I don't know why, but I felt really popular there, because everyone's like, did they get it out? How's it going? Is it out of your finger yet? How bad is it? Are you numbed yet? Did they get you this? Have they looked at you? Like, oh my god.
And then we meet the doctor, like the head doctor on staff. He is a real tall, rambunctious white guy. He seems like a NASCAR guy, like super into drinking beer and like tailgating and like super loud. But he's very nice, except when he comes into the room.
How dare he? How fucking dare he? I'm here for a reason, sir. If my manager could do what you just did, I would not be here.
He comes into the room, says, "Can I take a look at it?" And she lifts up her hand. He lifts up the tissue, and he just holds on to the needle and yanks.
And I go, ow!
And he's like, "Yeah, it hit the bone," and then walks away.
He's like, "Yeah, it's really in there. I think it hit the bone." And I'm like, cool. Yeah, we came to this conclusion on our way here, you know?
So, you know what Amanda's wearing. But what you don't know is that I am wearing a t-shirt that me and Amanda found at Goodwill.
Yeah, I found it at Goodwill. I don't know if this is like a joke t-shirt or if it's real, but it's like the saying on it is just kind of harsh.
It's a black shirt with white text on it, and it says Chicago Police Homicide, and then under it says, in quote, our day starts when your day ends.
Yeah, and that does sound like a real thing, but boy does it sound like harsh and jokey when you find it at Goodwill.
I think it's something that like someone just found it at like a touristy gift shop.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm wearing this shirt because I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so in love with it. I'm not in love with wearing it at a fucking hospital.
Yeah, it happened to be that day that she chooses to wear this shirt.
So, time goes by. We're kind of just waiting for paperwork to get done. The doctor comes back in. No, I think this is when he pulled your needle or something. He looks down at me, looks at my shirt, and says, "You work homicide?" And I said, "No." And he's like, nods. And then after that, he walks away. I'm like, is he judging me? I don't want him to not like me.
Yeah, that I wouldn't be able to deal with that confrontation right there. Like, sir, how about you just not look at my shirt?
And I didn't, the only, like, thing I could cover it up with was my sweater, but it was on Amanda's lap.
And, like, you always figure out the best comeback when he leaves, because you could be like, oh, yeah, it's just a shirt my dad got me. You know? Yeah. Like, something so simple that you could have said. But you thought of that 20 minutes later.
And then we meet the registration lady, which I can't remember her name. Carol?
Yep.
Nice.
Remembered because it's my mom.
Oh, right. And she takes a gander and says, quote, "Oh, wow."
Oh, wow.
And then you're like, no,
I'm like,
no.
My hand is on my head, like, don't tell me that. And I just, like, I'm pretty sure then I just start tearing up, too.
No, there's multiple times where you, like, got a hold of yourself, or you're fine, and you're like,
we're joking.
We're having jokes, and then somebody says something, and you immediately start crying again.
Yeah, as soon as someone comments on my condition, I'm tears, my voice is cracking, I'm freaking out.
Your makeup is everywhere. At this point, we've met a couple different nurses.
So many people.
Yeah, the one who seemed to be in charge of us says something about you getting a tetanus shot, and immediately I'm like, oh no, this bitch don't like needles. She's got one in her. She's gonna have to get numbed, and she's gonna have to get a tetanus shot.
I got another shot, too.
An antibiotic.
Antibiotic. I was like, I don't know what they put in me, but I got shot up so many times.
And then, before, we're in there, 2 hours? It was like a whole 2.5 hours.
You said this started maybe around 12:30. I know that we clocked out at work at, like, 1:06. Mm-hmm. The time it took us to go to the clinic.
And then to the hospital.
And then to wait in the hospital to be seen. We got out of there, like, 3:34.
3:30, yeah.
So we were there for a while.
Yeah. So as we're talking, we've met a couple different people. The fire department walks by with a guy in a gurney, and all the curtains are open. There is no privacy in this fucking hospital.
I don't know if it was just ours because we can't see the people next to us, but across from us, theirs were all closed.
I don't know.
But mine was just like wide open.
Fucking open.
Yes, I only had a needle in my finger, but could I have some privacy?
The only time you got privacy was when you got shots in your ass.
Yeah.
So this guy in a gurney is driven by, and his arm is wrapped, and there's blood everywhere.
Yeah,
all on
all
his
over
shirt,
his shirt.
on his face, on his arm. And the fire department is walking him by. Me and Amanda, like, give each other looks.
Like, holy shit. We just witnessed this come in.
Like,
what?
actual gore. Which I don't think I've really seen.
No, I've never seen anything like that. I mean, like, we listen to murder shows, murder podcasts, and everything like that. My mom has a close encounter with something like that, but I've never seen anything like that. And I mean...
It wasn't, like...
It wasn't bad, but there was just blood everywhere.
There was a lot of blood.
I mean, it was pretty dry. Like, it was just something we've never seen before.
So... He comes back later. He is a reoccurring part in this story. But then the lady comes in and says to you,
oh God,
quote, okay, I'm going to take a picture. And we thought of, like, camera.
Oh my God, yeah, she just said, all right, so I'm here to take a picture. And she has this machine that literally looks like a Zamboni coming in. I was just like, I don't know what this is. Cool. And you want to take a picture of what? To show your coworkers? Like, I literally have no idea why this person wants to take a photo.
A case or something? Because we're doing workers' comp?
Yeah, like, that's also what I thought. And then she's like, working so hard to situate this table.
And then she turns to me and says, you're going to have to leave the room. And I said, and in my head, I'm like, forever? Like, I can't come back? Like, I need to hold her hand. Like, I'm not leaving.
Survive.
And then she said, like, just around the corner, and then we figure out she meant a fucking x-ray. Like, why'd she word it like that?
Yeah, that was really weird. To the x-ray, I had to, like, she's like, relax your fingers. Something I found very difficult to do, because I'm all just, like, strung out. Like, get this out of me. I'm so stiff. And then I had to do that, since it was on my middle finger, I had to flick off the x-ray machine, which, pretty great.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
So at this point, she leaves, and I guess they're looking at it. We never got to see the x-ray.
No, I would like to see... Maybe I wouldn't like to see the x-ray. I take that back. But also, I think when she left, I went to use the bathroom. My hand was so bad I couldn't button my pants up.
You came back with your high-waisted underwear.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
And Charlotte that day had to button my pants twice. What was that?
I think she was trying to yawn, and then I looked over her and she got nervous. Good yawn, good girl. After this, I feel like it all goes very fast, because you go to the bathroom, you come back, and then they decide at this point that they're going to numb you with lidocaine through a shot, through a needle. So you take my sweater.
I take the sweater, I put it over my head so I don't see it, but I can still see, like, it's a knitted sweater.
But it's like a really small knit.
I could still see.
And I just didn't expect it, so when you put it over it, I'm like, okay.
She can't see anything. It's black in there.
And so the, I don't know what he was, like a nurse, I guess?
No, it was the main guy. Who
was numbing you? That guy from Morocco.
From what? Morocco. I heard Rocco. I'm like, excuse me? I don't know. I think they were both, like, the doctors.
Oh, he was...
But the other one was just interested in my case. Okay, I don't know. I guess.
Well, one guy is, like, getting the lidocaine ready in a needle. Amanda has a sweater over her head. And then the other doctor, the guy who talked about my shirt and tried yanking the fucking needle out of her hand, comes by and is like, hey, put this, blanket thing, not a blanket, but like a towel.
So the iodine, is that what?
Yeah, the iodine.
So it doesn't, like, stain the table. My blood, if it comes out, doesn't just drip all over the table.
Yeah. So he unfolds this towel thing, this blue towel.
Everyone thinks I'm blind.
And I look at him, and I'm, like, getting ready to, like, lift Amanda's hand so that he can put the towel under it. And I look over, and she's already lifting her hand. The doctor looks at me and goes, what? And she's like, I can see!
They thought it was just some weird trick. That was so funny.
And then eventually he walks away, and the guy, is getting ready to numb your finger. And Amanda, I think you're holding, like, my wrist or something, and he is like, I'm gonna start numbing your finger. This is where it gets gross, okay?
Oh, God.
This is where I have information you don't know about.
Ew! I thought just before.
So he's like, I'm gonna start numbing your finger. If you need me to slow down, let me know. In my head, this shit takes like 10 minutes to work. Apparently, it immediately works.
No, it felt... I don't know how big my finger was. It felt like there was just an ant pile. Like,
I gotcha.
It just felt like ants
like you could
crawling
feel
in
your
me. Yeah.
finger blowing up.
And he was like shaking it too to like get it elsewhere. Like I've had dental work done, so that's what they do. They like shake your mouth. I don't know. But yeah, he's like moving it around, but it just feels like a big pile on my middle finger. That was terrifying.
Well, he only sticks the needle in twice. The first time...
And don't say only, because that's a lot.
He sticks it in, and he starts pumping. Amanda is, like, grunting and moaning.
Yeah, I'm going...
Yeah, squeezing my hand real bad. And then I realize I'm squeezing your hand when I notice he's starting to, like, push the medicine. So I'm like, no, let's maybe not tell Amanda what's about to happen. So I stopped doing that. And I'm watching every second of this. I don't
know how you could do that.
And, Amanda... This is what your finger is starting to look like.
No. I'm so scared.
Your finger is growing in size. About double the size, maybe even double and a half the size in, like, circumference. Your finger is turning purple.
What? My finger was, like, instantly purple?
It's, like, turning purple.
I wonder if it was, like, just cutting the circulation
off.
Yeah,
he said it's, like, blocking something, so it's probably blocking everything.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
Your knuckle is staying the same size, and it's turning more purple than the rest. So your knuckle, it looks like you broke your knuckle.
Ew.
Yeah, it's, like, all, like, swollen over here, and then your knuckle is purple and, like, weirdly, like, jutting out from the sides. Ew. And, like, I can... So
maybe I was right that my finger was getting
your finger was
bigger
getting huge.
And taller.
And I'm, like, watching it. Like, I can see the liquid going in and, like, forming shapes and stuff.
Mm-mm.
So, your finger is officially numb.
Yep, it is.
You can't feel anything. And he starts cleaning around kind of aggressively, in my opinion.
No way.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, I guess she can't feel anything. It doesn't matter. And then... he lies to you.
He says, all right, so I'm not going to do anything right now, but when I do, I'll let you know. And then I hear a clink, or like I hear a snap, something.
Yep.
And I'm like, did you just take that out of my finger? I just instantly, like, after the needle got in, I caught my breath for the second that it was, like, numbing and everything. And then as soon as he took it out, lied to me.
I'm smiling so big because I'm watching this whole thing happen.
But beforehand, I was actually like, what if he does that thing where
he lies to you?
Yeah, where he lies to me.
Where, like, a piercer is, like, on the count of 3. One,
boom. Yeah, so I had that going through my mind, but when he did it, I was, like, heartbroken.
But, like, literally as he's saying, I'm gonna tell you when I'm doing it, he's clamping onto the needle.
What a dick!
And I'm like, thank God Amanda can't see me because I'm about to laugh. But he pulls it out super fast.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like it was, like, in butter. Like, he took it out so fast. And I'm like,
I wouldn't even have that friction. Like, that grip, that strength to yank it.
Yeah, no, there was no hesitation on his part. So the needle's out, your finger is huge, and because the needle is out and, like, the blood is pretty much cleaned up, you keep, like, glancing over at your hand. And I'm like, Amanda, don't look at your hand. Don't look at your hand. Your finger... looks ridiculous. It looks so disgusting. It is huge and purple and yellow because of the iodine. And, like, you keep, like, going like this. I'm like, Amanda, stop looking at your hand. You're gonna freak out.
And then, like, I did take a glance and I was like, is that my blood? And she's like, no, it's not. What is iodine used for?
It, like, gets rid of bacteria.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyways, my finger is yellow, brown, whatever.
Red,
and I was like, is that my blood? And I'm pretty sure, like, no blood came out, right?
Yeah, almost none.
I've been sitting with this needle in my finger for 3 hours now.
You bled more from the lidocaine injection than the actual needle.
Yeah, and I look like I had spider bites. I still have the marks.
Yeah. So, I think...
Oh, also, whole time I'm not watching anything. I recently found out I have a terrible fear of needles, more like syringes, something that goes in you and deposits something into you. So I'm thinking and feeling that this lidocaine syringe needle is about 3 fucking inches long, and it's going through the my whole entire middle finger. And Charlotte's like, yeah, it was about an inch max. And I just swear I could feel it.
And he wasn't putting it in all the way.
What?
Yeah, no.
Charlotte, I literally felt it on the tip of my finger.
Like, he was probably going into about here with the needle.
Are you kidding me?
No, I swear, literally he was barely going in.
I'm dramatic.
Yeah, you're dramatic as fuck, bitch. The needle's out. You're not wrapped yet. You're calming down from this whole thing. You haven't gotten any other shots yet. People are just, like, kind of fucking around.
Everyone's just like, how's it going? Did they finally get it out?
Yeah.
Did they get it out? Cool. So I'm relaxed
and we're
now.
hearing word of discharge papers, so we're thinking we're almost done.
Yeah, cool. And then you forget that they're like, oh yeah, we have to give you that tetanus shot.
Oh yeah, here's the antibiotic, too.
Oh, and it goes best in your ass.
Well, we're waiting in the meantime for this all to happen, and we hear the head doctor, like, down the hall where this guy with the blood on him is.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, how many times did you roll? Did you lose consciousness? No? Alright, he's gonna need a full coma scan. I'm like, I feel like I'm in Grey's Anatomy right now.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I've never been, like, we've both been in, I've
only been in car accidents with you, Charlotte.
And they were
both on holidays.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
One was your fault. The other one was...
not my fault.
We corrected our situation. The person behind us did not.
Max with 2 X's from FIT.
Fuck that guy.
But I feel like that might be, like, the closest to, like, a body trauma we've been to.
Me, like, in 8th grade, I had spells where I've fallen over, I've passed out, I've came out of the shower and just hit the ground. Mm-hmm. So that's, like, the other, like, worst stuff that's happened to me. And then I busted my chin 2017 Christmas for doing what normal kids do that I never did growing up, like, just dumb shit. I tried to jump on a longboard in a pool, was, like, about to fall into the water in full clothes and said no and jumped and busted my chin on the pool and was soaking wet. So bleeding. And Gary was crying, making it seem like it was so big of a deal, and my blood was just dropping, and because it was watery.
Yeah.
So it was worse.
And face wounds always bleed a lot.
Yeah, so I was, like, scared that it was so bad. It's not bad. I was mad.
I feel like the closest I've come was when I was younger. My stepdad made me a bunk bed with no railing, and I was, of course, on the top because I was the oldest girl.
Dude, that happened to me.
Really?
Yeah, I had a bunk bed right here, except it was, like, 2 feet from the ceiling.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
I could only sleep in that. And I fell asleep one time with my head hanging off.
Oh my god.
And just dove right down onto the ground, and my room was clean, except for one Barbie chair that my head landed on.
Well, it was brand new. It was like a present to us for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the sheets were tucked in and stuff. And so I was up on the top. No one was in the room but my sisters. And I was trying to get the blankets untucked, lost my balance, and fell directly on my back. And that was the first time I got the wind knocked out of me and thought I was fucking dying.
I've gotten that
So I'm
before.
like, get mom. Like, trying to get my breath. And it was so scary. And I think that's only happened to me one other time when I was playing soccer and got kicked in the back.
Me, I was down the street at the neighbors, and we were in the pool, and we were just tossing the ball back and forth, and they just threw it hard at me, and it just hit me in the chest, and I was like, what is this feeling I'm feeling? I can't breathe.
What even happens when you get the breath knocked out of you?
I have no idea.
Do your lungs just stop working for a
They're
second?
just like, hold on. Okay.
And then the ambulance came. I think that was the only time I rode an ambulance.
Oh my god, you had an ambulance come? Just
Yeah.
because you were out of breath, though?
My mom freaked out, okay?
My mom does not freak out whatsoever. She, like...
Honestly, I'm surprised I even got an ambulance ride. No sirens, though. No sirens. They weren't freaked out about me.
So this guy that rolled the car?
Yep. He rolled his car a couple times on 95.
95 goes a lot of places. It's the main highway over here, and a lot of people... It's 70, but a lot of people go way faster than that.
90 is the average.
Yeah, and especially if it's raining and you also think you can beat this traffic by weaving in and out. Yeah. So I guess that guy rolled his car. I'm over here with a needle in my finger, hearing about some dude that could have died, and I'm just like, I feel not special anymore.
You kept saying, my hand is bleeding out, someone help me. Or, like, jokingly, like, I'm gonna bleed out. Where's the doctor? But I feel like after that, you just got the tetanus shot. You were not happy about the shots.
No, I'm not sure if I cried, but I definitely whined.
No, I think you only whined. That was the only time they closed the curtain was when you were getting it in your butt.
Yeah, they also did it really quick, and I guess I'm just used to getting blood drawn, which is horrific for me.
And it takes a while, yeah.
Yeah, this one time, 6 vials. They had to check to make sure everything was okay with me when I had, like, passing out fits. Crazy. Did you have anything else on the story?
No, after that, you got wrapped really horribly. Like, the lady just kept wrapping, and it kept moving up, and she just kept
My middle finger
wrapping.
was double the size in length.
Yeah.
And as I'm leaving, this elder woman, she was, like, in her 80s, Carol, that was taking care of us, like, 76, 80.
Yeah.
She's like, be careful not to wave at anyone, because it was in my middle finger, and my middle finger was twice the length.
What a cute old lady joke.
Yeah.
But... And then you just got discharged, and we went back to work.
And I was the star.
You talked to HR, and you're getting no billing towards you, which is nice.
Because I was freaking out about that. I was like, should we just have let me take this needle out of my finger? And then I'm like, no, it was in the bone. It was in the bone. We couldn't have done that.
Even who has hurt himself multiple times and has worked at racetrack.
Whoa.
Fuck.
The trauma there.
I'm having PTSD. Worked as Z-Pass for a while. I couldn't fucking think of where we worked.
It's been a long weekend.
It's Saturday. It's half the weekend. He even said something like,
that's the worst he's seen or something.
Yeah, like, even for me, that was a little traumatic even for me.
Yeah.
And, Val was not happy. She handed you tissues. I don't know if you realized that.
I didn't realize until, like, one time I opened my eyes, and then I just see, like, whiteness just in my face being, like, shaken in my face, like, here. And I'm just like, okay, I could use this.
Yeah, it was fucking gross, and Amanda's still dealing with,
my knuckles, swollen.
Yeah, bruised.
Just a little bit swollen. They were worse before. They're bruised. I cannot get the blood out of my fingernail.
Yeah, what the fuck? I had blood in my fingernail, like, all day from you.
That's nasty. And then I have pain from my middle finger, more concentrated around my wrist and then down to my elbow. So this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I went to go get medicine. I can't even open the medicine because you have to press down and turn it, and I don't have another hand. I use my stomach, and I press it down and I turn it.
But the thing is, not only did you go back to work the next day, but you've sewn how many bags today? Not for work, but, like, for your own personal business. Mm-hmm. Like, what, 3 bags today?
Yeah. 3 bags, and then I did a little home project for me, which were 3 things, and I got 3 more things to sew for my aunt. Yeah.
And Lance said that if that ever happened to him, that he would quit immediately. There would not be going any back to work with that. Like,
yeah.
That was...
But, back to the hospital, when the man was being brought in on the gurney, did you see the little woman?
Oh, yeah.
She looked so fucking sad.
Yeah,
and,
she looked like she
traumatized.
Yeah,
either, like, traumatized by the situation. I don't know, she looked like she was on the verge of tears the whole time, and I just couldn't help but stare at her.
Yeah.
And then, we were right next to the bathroom, our room was, and this woman has to use a full entire bed to get to the bathroom. And then when she comes out, I see her messy little hair.
Like, she's, like, laying down, so you, like, see
she's,
the
like,
top of
80,
it.
and I see the top of her head, and there's just, like, a big spot of blood, and I was just like, why the fuck am I here? I just have a needle in my finger. Like, I'm starting to feel, like, regret for coming, and, like, sorry for these doctors. But here I am, like, having effects
and
from
bleeding
this.
out.
Yeah. On Friday, I finally went back to turn in my papers from work to the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Who was the front desk lady? Carol.
No
right?
way!
Yeah, and I was so excited to see her. She wasn't.
She didn't recognize you?
I don't think she recognized me. After being the sweetest lady to me, did not recognize me. I was like, I was here Wednesday with a needle stuck in my finger. You said, Carol, said I needed paperwork for my job. Here I am giving it to you. And she's like, okay. Takes my paperwork, looks through it, is like, okay, hands it back. Like, it was just the worst interaction ever.
Dang, Carol was having a good day with us.
Yeah, I know. She was just freaking completely different. And that just kind of, like, ruined my day for a second.
You didn't feel special anymore?
No, not at all. My God. But yeah, I was wearing a pin, like Charlotte said way in the beginning, that said super bitch, and I didn't remember that until we left, and I was like, wow, no, I'm a super baby. Like...
No, I mean, it was pretty fucking dramatic. Like, what happened to you is, like, the grossest, what else could happen to you at a fucking job where you sew all day other than a needle going through your entire finger?
Yeah, honestly, impressed that they have, like, workers' comp. I mean, I guess everyone should.
Yeah.
But... Oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore. We're good. Okay. Off that topic of a needle stuck in my finger. I go to bed that night, and I just keep replaying in my head, it happening.
What did you feel? Like, when it
My
happened,
finger got hot.
Like, did you feel, like a pain or, like, a sting or anything?
Probably, like...
Because I told Lance, I'm like, she had to have had an immense amount of adrenaline going through her. She probably didn't feel much pain.
Yeah, because I sew really fast, so I'm already, like, got that, like, little adrenaline pumping to, like, put out all these items. Why are we on this topic again?
Because I meant to ask you this. Like, I can't even imagine what it would feel like.
I don't know. You just turned around, and I was like, get someone. Like, I took a breath. I'm pretty sure I was fine until we got there, and I was like, oh. And I'm like, okay, the tears start now, and I'm a baby now. Like, yeah, there was, like, adrenaline happening.
My hands were shaking so bad.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So there's adrenaline happening there when it happened, because I don't even know what the fuck happened. Absolutely don't know what happened. I've gotten a needle stuck in my finger twice before. Way simpler. It was on the side of my finger. Yeah. Turns out it was also my middle finger each time.
The same time, same hand.
Same hand. Yeah.
It's happened to me twice.
Really?
Yeah.
You never say anything about it.
Because it just goes through the side.
Yeah, one time just went through the side.
Yeah, like it goes like...
And you're like when you just take a needle and put it through your dead skin, kind of, and you don't feel it.
Yeah, but like a little bit of blood and pain.
Yeah, a little bit worse than that.
When it happens to me, like, I pull my hand back because I'm like, oh fuck, that's the needle.
Oh, and then it just breaks?
No, out? Like, the needle's never broken.
No, like your skin breaks.
Yeah. It like just pulls, like, yeah, and then I'm like, oh.
I need a Band-Aid, and then I'll get back to doing this.
Yeah. So, it's happened to me twice. It's happened to you 3 times. One, not that bad. The second one, like, what you thought was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then...
the worst.
Like, an emergency trip bad.
Yeah. I've never been to the emergency room that I know of.
Apparently you've been to that hospital because you were on the record.
But it also could be, now that I'm thinking of it, like, the person for my mom to call.
Emergency contact.
Thank you. Because they did call me before.
Right.
But, yeah. On a different topic, I have something dumb to talk about.
Oh, no. You haven't told me about this, so I don't...
Yeah. So, when we have nothing to do at work, I'm never on Facebook, right? Except when I'm at work. That's when I'm on Facebook. So I'm just scrolling through Facebook, liking things, sharing things, and on Facebook is mostly my family. And some people from high school, some people that I'm friends with on Instagram, but mostly my family. So I thought this was funny, and we've already brought it up this podcast, was, maybe you guys have seen it, iron deficiency gang rise up, in parentheses, but not too fast.
Right.
Because then you get dizzy, your eyes, like, turn into tunnel vision.
Like tunnels, yeah.
I thought that was so funny because I went through a big phase of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I posted that. Also, later that day, my aunt's like, are you okay? What's up with you posting all these sad things? Like, are you doing okay today? And I'm like, I'm fine. These are just relatable things. I'm also 23.
They're, like, funny. They're, like, not sad.
Yeah. This is funny.
It's like a joke.
This is not serious at all. Iron deficiency gang, rise up, but not too fast. Yeah. I thought that was so fucking funny and relatable. My grandma goes, I'm anemic, have been off and on since my 20s. Now I have to take iron supplements daily. Doctors aren't well educated on iron deficiency. It's aggravating. So true. LOL. And I'm like, okay.
That's like when you ask somebody, a stranger, how's your day? And they're like, well, my brother hates me, and my son is getting a divorce, and my dog died. It's like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
You say, good, how are you? I say, good, and that's it. Like, your grandma's giving her life story to you over a Facebook comment.
Yeah, so I thought that was ridiculous. That was a day ago, right? Okay, I think I posted this Thursday. So I posted it 2 days ago. My grandma commented a day ago. Where the fuck did it go? Okay. Then I get a notification on my phone that says my grandma invited me to join a closed group.
Okay.
Called Iron Deficiency Anemia Support Group. I am fine. This is just some meme funny shit that kids post.
And your grandma's like, oh
taking it so seriously.
Amanda needs some support.
I don't need support. It was the craziest thing. She took it a step further commenting some dumb shit like that. Yeah. And then took a step even further to invite me to a iron deficiency group.
Next, she's gonna text you with some, like, hotline number.
Yeah, or like, hey, this is the pills that I take. And then message me every morning, like, did you take your iron pills yet? Oh my god, Grandma.
Some WebMD links.
Yeah, I thought that was just...
Jesus, I fucking hate Facebook for that reason.
Yeah,
you go on Facebook and there's just, like, all these, like... Well, first of all, it's, like, people just posting shit you don't care about and, like, bad selfies and, like, links to, like, boring memes. And then you get the occasional, like... fake news bullshit. Like, I was talking to you earlier about how that video went around Facebook, I think, of, like, how to tell
if there's plastic in your food.
Well, yeah, it's like how to tell if your food is fake or not. Or
yeah,
like
and
that.
I believe the shit out of that.
No, I'm watching it, I'm like, this shit is, like, so fake. Nothing about this is real. And, like, a lot of it is just worded differently. So it's, like, natural versus whatever, but, like...
But the one about the rice.
Oh, yeah, where you put it in a pan and whatever turns clear is plastic.
Yeah, that sounded pretty real.
Yeah, I don't remember. I watched a video, like, disproving it, and it's just, like, how rice works.
Okay, well, that's good.
There's no plastic in your rice. I feel like you would taste it. Like, if there was plastic in your rice, would it be hard?
But you're taking, like, spoonfuls of rice, and that's, like, probably, like, 100 pieces of rice each time.
I don't know. I just find it so funny that, like, my older family will post shit like that and just, like, with the caption, be careful, guys. Like, we're under attack by the fucking government or something like that. And it's like, yeah, but also this is fake. Like, there's no plastic in your rice.
Yeah, I don't say that I'm gullible, but I just fell for that fucking video, you see? So, like, sometimes... Maybe I'm not gullible, but I'm like, I could see this happening.
We're water signs. We're gullible as fuck.
We're watery. We're watery hoes. But I could just, like, see it happening. But I'm still gonna eat the rice.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry about the plastic I'm consuming, but I'm eating the rice.
Like, when all that shit came out about McDonald's, and they're like, this is what's going into your chicken nuggets. I'm like, munch. Thanks for the info.
I remember when I was younger, I didn't want to know how cheese was made because I was in love with cheese. And it's, like... fungus? Wait, what is it? Moldy.
Blue cheese, you mean?
No, I fucking hate blue cheese. I don't know. Someone was telling me that it's just like...
It's just like aged milk.
Yeah, moldy, aged as in like moldy milk. Maybe they were wrong, but I didn't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Because I take shredded cheese by the mouthful.
Out of the bag.
But on rice... We bought
we accomplished some shit today.
You know, we pulled through on the other half of the day. Like, we bought a rice cooker. Rice? Yeah.
Yeah, rice cooker.
I hate making rice at my house because it never tastes right. It's weird. I don't know. I suck at making rice. This rice cooker does it all for me.
Yeah.
And I'm in love with it.
There's not even, like, it's so simple that it's just, like, one switch.
Yeah.
There's no temperature, there's no time.
There's no turn off. You have to unplug it to turn it off.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Somehow it just knows when it's done.
Great. That's great. But sushi is harder to make, so we went for a sushi bowl that we found out about at this local restaurant in our area. Excuse you, Riley.
Jesus.
Okay. Pause for Riley. Okay. So we did a sushi bowl, and we had salmon, tempura, shrimp, tempura, asparagus, seaweed salad, sesame, yum sauce. We had every fucking thing. Cucumbers that you needed to put into it. And it tasted just like we bought it. And it was probably the greatest skill I've ever learned. Was like to successfully make something that I go out and buy.
Yeah.
That's goals right there, because I'm not a good cook. Wish I was. Could make you sushi bowls all the time, though.
Yeah. I mean, like, we even, like, the salmon, we took off the skin, and we cubed it, and we got rid of, like, that, it's like that weird, thick, hard, like, not fat, like, I don't fucking know. I don't know, I just know you're not supposed to eat it. Like, everything about that was, like, involved enough that, like, it should be difficult, and it was top-notch sushi bowl.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I'm so proud of us.
Except for the fact that you have to wash sushi rice until it runs clear, and that took so fucking long.
Good thing it tasted good, because it still wasn't clear by the time we did it.
It definitely wasn't clear.
It was clear going in, sat there for a second, milky. What? This was the 16th time we have rinsed this rice.
Like, I'm sure there's, like a point where you can stop washing, it'd be fine, but we haven't gotten to that point where we know where that is yet.
No.
Because I know that if you leave too much starch in there, it's just going to be, like, regular rice and, like,
yeah, and I want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
I want, the first time doing something delicious, I want to follow the rules exactly, and then after that I can fuck around with it, but...
The fact that the rice cooker gives you a measuring cup called a cup, but it's not a cup measured, it's, like, 3/4 of a cup.
Now that's dumb.
But somehow it fit the entire bag of rice we had. Like, perfectly. Like
I have...
To someone that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it made sense to that bag of rice. Yeah, it was so fucking good.
And then I instantly got into a coma after that.
Oh my god.
Swear that Charlotte poisoned me. Because I could not keep my eyes open wide.
Yeah, we were fucking tired. Alright, well...
I'm hot. We have to turn...
It's so hot in here.
4 fans in my bedroom. All of them are off. We're in Florida.
There's no air circulation. I'm wearing a jacket.
We're talking so loud. Our hot breath is just bouncing off each other.
There's so much CO2 in here.
We need to cool down.
Well, thanks for letting us vent about our traumatic week.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for letting this be a podcast so I don't have to wear pants.
But, okay.
Thanks, you guys.
Until next week.
Talk to you later.
Bye.